Warm greetings from the High 10. It is Everyday Shenanigans on this Tuesday, December 29th, 2020. I'd like to bring you a story out of Texas, and I would like to thank Keeping People Real TV for notifying me about this story, and I'd like to dedicate the story to Miss Rosie Johnson. I'm bringing this story to the public so people can be aware of what's going on in Texas and your concerns about the death of your son, and you do believe that something is suspicious going on with his death and with the autopsy, and we're going to see where this leads us. And prayers to Miss Rosie Johnson and her family. If you need verification for the storyline, please log on to 1121 CBS DFW, and that is Dallas Fort Worth News. This is some type of cover-up. Family questions cause of Southlake man's death, which police initially said was natural. The family of a 38-year-old Southlake man, African American, wants more answers than they say they are getting from authorities about his untimely death. Fred Jackson was in good health, his family said, which makes it hard for them to believe he died of natural causes. When the family saw an autopsy, they said Southlake police and the Tarrant County medical examiner seized the body. Interesting. Jackson was found dead inside a Southlake home he was staying in on November 24, 2020. The death of the former security guard stunned his mother, who said the 38-year-old had no health problems and was in good spirits when she last spoke to him. He was doing okay, and he said he was going to work, Jackson's mother, Rosie Johnson, said. Jackson's mother said Southlake police told her he died of natural causes, but his body was released to a funeral home 3 weeks later without an autopsy. That's when Johnson noticed something unusual. So the funeral home people let us go and look at his body, and that's when I saw all those bruises and things on his face, his arm, his neck, and everything, Johnson said. The family arranged to have a lab in Mesquite determine the cause of Jackson's death. But before the family could get that private autopsy, the family said Southlake police seized the body and took it back to Tarrant County medical examiner for the autopsy that mysteriously was never done initially. He stated to me that the doctor said it wasn't foul play, so he didn't need to do an autopsy on his body, Johnson said. Southlake police would not explain why the body was seized, only releasing a statement that read, "The results of the autopsy are pending at this time. Southlake detectives have been in contact with Jackson's family to provide updates as they become available." Jackson's family said they lost trust in Southlake police and the Tarrant County medical examiner to conduct a thorough inquiry. It was only after they found out that we established an independent autopsy that they had an interest in performing an autopsy on Fred's body, and so we believe that this is some type of cover-up, the family's attorney, Anthony Island, said. Jackson's family said his funeral will be on Monday, now that the medical examiner has reportedly completed the autopsy. However, they said the results from the medical examiner still haven't been released. The Tarrant County medical examiner has not yet responded to an inquiry from CBS 11 News. Verification for this story is 1121 CBS Dallas Fort Worth. Well, Miss Rosie Johnson, this is a very peculiar story. Thank you, Keeping People Real TV, for notifying me of this story. What is odd to me is 3 weeks, and then the body was held 3 weeks, at the morgue, and then taken to the funeral home, and then the mother goes to the funeral home and receives bruises on the face, the neck, and everywhere, and then she decides to call a lab in Mesquite for an independent autopsy. Then Southlake decides they want to take the body back to the Tarrant medical examiner. And then this is where it gets fuzzy, you see. One, why did it take so long for the body to get to the funeral home? The only time I know of a body staying out is if no one has claimed the body. When no one's claimed the body is when a body lies at the morgue. Do you follow? So, if she was notified that her son passed away, she surely wouldn't have a problem claiming her child. Come on with it. So why was the body held out for 3 weeks, then released to the funeral home? Then she goes to see her child. Then she notices bruises on her child's neck, face, other body parts. So now she's suspicious. And then the police steps in and seizes the body and takes the body back to the medical examiner. And now you're holding out, giving the results, which leads us to wonder, well, aren't you the same people who did the autopsy the first time? He died of natural causes, so you told Miss Rosie. So why are you holding out on a declaration? See, that looks suspicious indeed, because one would have to say, using their right mind and common sense, what's taking you so long to find a result that you should have found the first time? What happened to Mr. Jackson in that home? Is this a cover-up? Why would a person who died of natural causes be battered? A mother knows her child. And if Miss Rosie thinks something is amiss, then who am I to dispute her claim? Very interesting story coming out of Southlake, Texas. Rich Long, thanks for bringing me this story. I'm sending prayers to Miss Rosie Johnson and her family, because this is a very odd story. And we do hear very odd and suspicious stories dealing with dead bodies and autopsies, and people needing to get new autopsies because the family thought something was suspicious with the death. And thank God for those who have family members who care enough to say, something ain't right here. And as they've been saying, there's something rotten in the cotton. This is a very weird tale of holding out a body, releasing a body. Then you get wind of the family wanting the autopsy. Then you take the body back, seize the body. Now you're holding out with results of the autopsy. The body's been released. Let me make that clear. Body has been released, but the lady still does not know what this new rendering will reveal that should have revealed in the first place. So one would be suspicious that you couldn't have made a quick claim again of natural causes being the cause of death. Stay woke. Keeping People Real TV. Thank you, Mr. Rich Long. Prayers for you, Miss Rosie Johnson. I will keep my fans and America updated on the story, and praying that you get the answers that you need and you deserve. And I am praying that there is no foul play in the death of Fred Jackson. Thanks for joining me, you guys. Mask up out there. COVID is real. Like, share, subscribe, drop your comments below. This is Everyday Shenanigans. Bye-bye. Have a prosperous week and Happy New Year. Bye-bye.